Cryptic Humility.
Hello guys, and welcome back to Cryptic Humility. This is episode 11. I am your host and guide, Vanessa Hurley, and this week we're going to be talking about XRP. I know after Trump's crypto summit, there was a lot of buzz about XRP since XRP was included in the crypto reserve at the crypto summit, I believe 2 Fridays ago now at the White House. So I know a lot of people have been talking about that XRP's price is going to increase and you need to buy XRP and you need to dump all your money, all your life savings, all your hard work and everything you've aspired to achieve in XRP. But truly, we're going to be getting into the foundation of XRP and Ripple, understanding both of these two concepts very deeply and seeing the potential that XRP truly does have in the market, in the world, in the future, here today on Cryptic Humility. I live in Massachusetts, which I touched upon in the beginning of my first ever episode that I ever posted of Cryptic Humility, and we are finally starting to experience spring. I have the window open, so you guys might hear a couple cars come by. I just want the fresh air, and I'm feeling so happy. We got so much snow this past winter, like more than we've gotten in the last couple of years, so I'm just sick of the snow. But you want to know what? I feel like we in Massachusetts, since we experienced the 4 seasons, I feel as though we introspect so much more. Because we're forced to kind of hibernate in the winter, it forces us to reflect and look inward, and I know some people might be like, Vanessa, you mean that we get depressed? Not only that in the winter, but I'm just saying, like, I think that we are very intelligent. Not saying that anywhere else in the world isn't. I just think when you experience the 4 seasons, you're evolving so much more. You just, at least it feels like that. But I don't know, that's just my like weird spiritual thought of the day. But anyways, let's get into it. I'm so excited, it feels nice out. I'm ready to talk about this. It's Friday. If you're listening to this on Monday, I hope you're having a great day. Long story short, let's get into XRP and understanding its foundation, which is Ripple. Okay, so I am going to be comparing Ripple a lot to PayPal. And I know that they're not exactly alike, but it is a way for those who are listening who are new to the market and really have no idea what we're talking about, which is who we expect to be listening to this show, so you're in the right spot. But Ripple is a payment processing system or network, if you will, that operates off blockchain technology. It originated in 2012, and it is exactly what you think it is, a payment processing network. So at my job right now, I work for one of my best friend's dads, but I do a lot of the back office work in regards to payables, invoicing, collections, anything that has to do with pretty much receivables is where I'm at. And with Ripple, which is the foundation of XRP, people have the opportunity now, from huge organizations to businesses to banks to government organizations, if you will, and even just down to the fundamental level of individuals, be able to send currency to each other. And you can send it domestically, like if you were in the United States and wanted to send it to somebody in the United States, or you could also send it internationally. So Ripple, to recap, because this is the foundation of this whole episode, is a payment processing network that is used and operates off blockchain technology. And Ripple, the network, is just a platform for people to give each other money, kind of like how PayPal would be. So now, I want to compare this to PayPal because PayPal is a central organization that manages all the transactions and payments and receivables that people may get through PayPal. PayPal is the organization that is regulating and monitoring and verifying that transactions are happening through its platform, which I would think PayPal does a pretty good job, except for the fees are absolutely ridiculous.
Oh my God, what is that?
I'll never forget on PayPal, I sent somebody who worked for me for the nonprofit around like maybe $500 through PayPal, which is like, I know it's a decent amount, but not crazy. And the fee was crazy. I paid almost $20 in fees to send somebody in the United States, somebody that I honestly could have just mailed a check and saved 20 bucks by doing that transaction. But that's all those transactions are going to PayPal, just simply for verifying and confirming that the transaction is coming from one bank account to another. So what Ripple is doing is pretty much exactly that, but taking out PayPal, taking out Cash App, taking out Venmo, taking out these central organizations that are just profiting off of us from us doing transactions on their page. What they're known for is payment processing, if you will. But what's good about Ripple is that it's decentralized. So now we're given the ability to send each other money without needing to go through a third-party organization. So if I were an individual and my friend lived in Indonesia and I wanted to send her money, then what Ripple could do is connect the both of us to each other. But there's no third-party organization people, if you will, that are monitoring the transaction. Besides its users, me and the person that are connected that want to transfer money to each other are the only ones truly involved in the process of that trade. One beautiful thing about this is that Ripple's transactional fees are so much lower. And the reason why they're lower is because Ripple, the payment processing network, has a cryptocurrency called XRP. So XRP is the native coin to Ripple. And when people go to do transactions to each other, or banks, like one central bank in the United States is trying to send one to a bank in London, if you will, or a central bank in London, whatever it may be, an international exchange, Ripple can do that, and the reason why is because XRP is that conversion coin that transfers USD to the Great British Pound. XRP is a conversion coin on Ripple's network, which creates all these transactional fees to be so much lower. And you might be asking yourself, well, Vanessa, how is this a thing? How is the market always in movement if nobody is regulating things on Ripple's platform? And I forgot to mention that on Ripple's platform, they also offer crypto trading. So you can also do crypto trading. Why that's so important to know is Ripple offers liquidity services. This can also be considered as a market maker. A market maker is what allows the trading and volume and continuous movement on the payment network like Ripple to always be in motion. It allows the trading activity to always be constant, if you will. Because since Ripple is such a new entity, I mean, I know it's like over 10 years old, but I'm saying crypto in general, since it's such a new entity, not a lot of people might be trading and investing, and so they need a market maker that is regulating the trades that are happening, monitoring the influx, monitoring the volume of crypto that's available to be traded, if you will, and making sure that there's constant activity on the platform so it can continue to operate decentralized and it continue to run functionally. Basically, market makers ensure that if there is not enough user activity, that the market can still operate appropriately without needing any man-made power, if you will, or any man-made supervising to make sure things are running stably. Also, market makers or liquidity services ensure that if somebody has a huge amount of crypto that they are buying, that they are selling, or that they are trading, it promises that the trade is going to happen seamlessly. It promises that the trade is going to happen a little bit quicker. And actually, I forgot to mention that on Ripple, XRP operates off XRP Ledger, which is the public blockchain. So XRP and Ripple operate off of a public blockchain. It uses validators. So when we were talking in our last episode about consensus mechanisms, we were talking about the different kinds of consensus mechanisms, which, if you're new here, for a quick recap, consensus mechanisms are the ways in which a decentralized platform is verifying, regulating, and making sure that trades, transfers, transactions are legit. So it is basically what I'm trying to say is that Ethereum has proof of stake. And proof of stake is when people stake their crypto, and there's a couple people that stake it more than others. they're the kings of staking, if you will, and they could get chosen at random to be a validator on Ethereum's blockchain to make sure that transactions are, in fact, verified and legit. The same thing goes for Ripple and XRP on Ripple's platform, except it's not exactly proof of stake. It's the same thing as validators getting chosen at random, so that could be individuals, that could be organizations, that could be businesses that are operating on the blockchain, but you don't have to stake anything to become a validator. So if you held on to a certain amount of crypto and you staked it in the market, meaning that you're basically like lending it to the blockchain to entrust, so in trusting in the blockchain, you are then deemed as a trustworthy source of credibility and verifying transactions, if that makes sense. So to simplify, the more that you stake, the more that you are a trusted resource on the blockchain. So, and obviously the more that you stake, the more that you have to have. So this is a process. But if, like I talked about in consensus mechanisms, that process can lead to centralization, because I'm going on such a tangent right now. We're going to get back on the train, but I have to say that proof of stake leads to centralization, because think about it. You have to invest more. You have to stake more. So you have to have more money in a way to become a validator. And if you become a validator and you're validating transactions, then you can get rewards like more native coin. So it's in a way just saying that the rich get richer. XRP is not following that principle, which I think is really good. XRP is allowing anybody at random to be a validator, so they're choosing at random validators no matter what you stake or what you have in the market. This to me is fair and right. And I like that XRP does it and Ripple does it. It shows that they're thinking critically about the verification process and the long-term effects of it for the people that use Ripple. Going back to market makers, because I forgot to mention something, it's a story of my life. I wanted to say that market makers are kind of like, in a way, similar to a retail marketplace. There is always a constant exchange of goods and services, buying and selling goods and services. Market makers try to do that, but on a crypto level. So they're trying to always ensure that there are goods being bought and goods being sold at all points in time to keep liquidity in the market, to keep the market moving. That is market makers, and sometimes if you'll read in what they are saying when they are saying liquidity services. So Ripple is categorized in the fintech industry. If you are new to fintech, that is quite honestly just technology that supports finance. So it could be like technology that supports online banking, technology as a wealth management tool, technology that helps you financially in any potential way, just technology that is advancing us financially, if you will. And Ripple is under that category because I do believe that it is technology that is advancing us in finance, especially for all the businesses that are doing payables that are operating through Ripple. So if you are a company or you're a person that just needs fast currency conversion, or you're trying to send money to, if you owe a bill or whatever, maybe, or you owe your friend, or you're going on vacation and your friend's already there, whatever it is, if you're trying to do payment processing, it's through Ripple. And guys, this wasn't, I swear to God, this wasn't even a part of the show this week. I totally forgot, but God is so good, because we have been doing the lawsuit series on this podcast. So if you've been listening, we've been doing all the lawsuits of like Coinbase. Last week we went over Binance. This week we were supposed to go over Kraken, but I didn't even realize that XRP recently had a lawsuit with the SEC. So who am I to not go over the XRP lawsuit while we're talking about XRP? So, and also, I know you might be thinking, Vanessa, we didn't really go over XRP. We will. We're going to be going over it right after this, just in case you were worried. I don't know if you're worried, but just calm down. Don't worry. Don't stress. Just... all right. The vibes are so weird today. I don't know. It's Friday, so I'm like, and oh my God, I didn't even tell you guys. I drank a coffee, which, as you guys get to know me more on the show, you will know that I cannot have any caffeine. I just get I get high functioning anxiety, if you will. I just like can't function, get so anxious with off coffee, so I don't usually have any caffeine, but today I did, plus it being Friday, plus it being nice out for the first time in like 4 months, so... But anyways, just like what we experienced in Coinbase and in Binance, XRP was sued by the SEC because they were not registered as a securities broker, which we heard through Binance and Coinbase. But what was interesting about XRP is that the SEC actually ended up fining Ripple. So they didn't, like with Coinbase, it was kind of discarded. There was some illegitimacy in the law, and now Trump's administration is in. But with XRP and Ripple, they were fined. So the SEC originally said that they were not registered as a securities broker in the United States, and that was illegal. But then they changed their mind and they said, okay, it's only illegal when you're doing business internationally, which is a huge part of Ripple and XRP, what XRP was created and born to do, if you will. It's destiny. But yeah, so internationally using Ripple was the only crime here, and the SEC fined Ripple $125 million. Which, as we're looking into all the corruption and stuff in our government, it is really interesting. Like, where does the SEC put this money? Like, they just got $125 million. Where does that go? I'm very curious. I'm definitely going to do my research and let you guys know. I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into this. And if you're interested in listening to our lawsuit series, definitely stay tuned because we are just at the tip of the iceberg. And today for our current news, we're going to be going over an entire new crypto scam that just happened. So hang on, guys. The tea is coming. All right, let's switch gears and go into really quickly RLUSD, which is the stablecoin for Ripple that launched in December of 2024. So honestly, just a couple months ago. And it is pegged by the US dollar. We are going to go into XRP's stats right now for you guys to know. If you're curious, like I always say on Coinbase, and of course you should do your homework. That's the whole point of the show, is to do your own research after this and dive deeper and learn more. And if you guys have any questions, you can always ask me. But for the sake of the episode, because we have a lot to talk about from here, I'm just going to be going into XRP stats. If you are curious of RLUSD, you can check it out on Coinbase and its price will be listed, plus some insight about it. And since this account is all about education, let's go through this together so you guys understand where I'm gathering this information. So if you do in fact need it for yourself, you can go and find it. So if you have Coinbase and you downloaded the Coinbase app, you can type in any cryptocurrency and it will come up. So I typed in XRP and I see that the price right now is 2.35, which I believe is the highest that it's ever been, but Coinbase will prove that to us. And as you're looking at it, which you should be able to see it right here. I don't know if this is clear to you guys, but so I'll put it on the screen anyway for you guys to see it. And it will say the balance plus insights. So if you go under insights and we're scrolling down, it will show you all the stats. So it has the market cap of 5% of the crypto market, which is 136.4 billion. Not million, billion. It has a volume of 4.4 billion. It has a circulating supply of 58.1 billion, which is only about 60% of the circulating supply. So there's still 40% more that could be traded, that could be claimed, if you will. Actually, I lied. So this is what Coinbase says. The all-time high is 3.84, so $3.84. But its performance from last year is doing 250% better. So, and it's because of Trump's crypto reserve. Like I said, XRP is receiving a lot of buzz, just as Ether would or Bitcoin. But yeah, you can find this. And also what I think is really cool on Coinbase is you can also see what bulls say, so people that are in favor of XRP, and you can also see what bears say, so the downsides of Ripple and XRP. And one of the ones on Coinbase talks about that they don't think that the consensus mechanism for XRP is stable enough, which is interesting. There's a lot of issues in general about consensus mechanisms and making sure that they are strong against hackers and stuff, but I would consider validators to be a step in the right direction compared to Bitcoin, where we're using all this electricity and energy use, if you will, to verify transactions with a longer processing time of verifying transactions. So I think this is a step in the right direction, but I don't know necessarily if the critics are true. There could be issues with the consensus mechanism, of course, and I think they've also even solved the centralization issue that could come in the long term. So I'm curious to see. I got to read into it a little bit more, but I'm curious to see why critics say that consensus mechanism for Ripple may not be as good as it is. I will keep you guys posted. Check out on YouTube and X, and I will definitely get that out there once I find an answer to it. Really quickly, before we get into the current news, let's talk about the benefits and just kind of recap on Ripple and XRP. What are the benefits of Ripple and XRP? Obviously, we talked about the usage of Ripple. If you are a business, an organization, a government entity, if you are an individual and you're trying to send international currency or currency internationally, Ripple is the best place to do it. It's decentralized, so we're no longer paying, which I think this is one benefit, is we're no longer paying huge companies like Cash App, like Venmo, like PayPal, a ridiculous amount of fees to process a transaction that honestly with decentralization we could just do ourselves. And that's pretty much what Ripple is doing, is it's allowing decentralization, it's allowing power to the people, which you'll hear me talk about this very often through every podcast episode, because that's the whole theme of crypto and blockchain and is being decentralized. But it allows us to stop giving so much authority and greed to big corporate giants that are simply profiting off of us just to verify transactions. Ripple wants to change that. I think the only way, because I'm hearing so much all the time, XRP is going to 10,000, XRP is going to $10, XRP is going up. That could be true, but I don't believe that it's going to be true until more people see a need for Ripple. Until more people leave PayPal and leave Cash App and leave Venmo and give things like Ripple a try, I don't think we could see XRP be as valuable as we want it to be. It's all on supply and demand. We need to see in our society that Ripple is in high demand. It's more favorable than PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. That's the only way, in my opinion, that we're going to see XRP's price increase. So the benefits of Ripple are decentralization, lower transactional fees, so we're not getting jumped off of massive transactional fees that come from the companies that I just stated, and it is always in motion, and you can always guarantee that AI is making things in motion with market makers. There's no need to worry about the liquidity in the market. It will always, I don't want to say always be guaranteed, but it is always a factor in the market. I almost just said somebody is always watching, but really the technology is always ensuring that the market stays liquid. So transactions happen very seamlessly too. You could have trust, just as much trust as you would have in PayPal as you could in Ripple. Ripple also created a platform called CBDC platform, which allows central banks to manage their own digital currency. So if they were managing stablecoins, for example, Ripple has created an entire program for massive central banks around the country and the globe to be able to pay attention, monitor, and surveillance their own digital currencies. So Ripple is even trying to help facilitate the future of digital currency for all these central banks and companies and organizations that are still kind of not with the future, if you will, or I don't want to say not evolving with the times, but not with the times just yet. Ripple is ensuring and trying to help even central organizations and banks and traditional institutions move forward. It is time to go over the current news, and today we are going to be talking about DMM Bitcoin, which is a Japanese company that is officially going under. It's sad that every week I have a new story to tell you guys about a crypto scam or a fraud scheme or a pyramid scheme or something going wrong in the crypto market. It's honestly sad. I'm hoping to change the dynamic, and soon you guys will see some ideas that I have in regards to my brand identity and my marketing ideas in regards to the podcast. I'm very excited. I think you guys will really like what I have in mind. DMM Bitcoin did spot trading. I want to talk about spot trading really quickly. So in the history of FX, we talked about options trading and future trading. Spot trading is just trading on the spot. It is trading immediately. So if I went to buy a stock, I would have ownership of that asset immediately. If I went to go buy a cryptocurrency, like if I went to invest in XRP, I would immediately, through Coinbase, have my share of that cryptocurrency, if you will. So they offered spot trading for Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, major cryptocurrencies. And to simplify, They got hacked back in May of 2024, and they got hacked by a term called trader activity. Trader activity is when multiple scammers are hacking multiple computer systems, so they're going after multiple employees to hack the system. We're gonna read this number together. So the hackers stole 4,502.9 Bitcoin, which is worth $308 million. I'm gonna keep reading this for you guys. The Federal Bureau of Investigation, Department of Defense Cybercrime Center, and National Police Agency of Japan believe that it was North Korean hackers that hacked into DMM Bitcoin and inevitably stole the $308 million. In fear that this was going to happen again, DMM Bitcoin just decided that they needed to close shop. They were just like, it's a wrap, guys. We're never going to recover from this. Honestly, I don't blame them. I really don't think they could. I'm sure their customers are infuriated as well, because a lot of these exchanges ensure security, ensure privacy, ensure that this is why blockchain and crypto get such a bad rep, is because these people are not training their employees effectively enough to not click links, which is basically what happened. Something happened where one of the employees got a message or got a link and they clicked on it, or whatever the case was, and that's how the hackers got into the system and affected multiple employees' computers and stole all the Bitcoin. So, and actually when we worked at the bank, we were trained religiously on this, like religiously on scam emails that we might get, not clicking links, and just we were always on high alert about things being legit. So I think a lot of crypto exchanges need to have the same principles, just like the banks, because if somebody hacks into the bank system, and listen, one bank, it doesn't even have $308 million. So this is even more colossal, but this is becoming too normalized in our society, where when a crypto exchange, it just turns out to be a scam or a pyramid scheme or a fraud scheme, we're all like, haha, yeah, like we knew it. And it's not like, guys, crypto could be potentially bettering our future. Why aren't we doing something about this? And then it all goes back to me, and I'm like, if nobody's going to do something about this, I have to do something about this, and we are going to be making progression this spring and summer in regards to getting the public feedback on why scams in the crypto market are happening this easily, why we allow it, why this isn't more devastating, why this isn't a more prominent issue. I know Trump's administration right now is focused on all of the corruption and the scams going on in the government, but we really, truly, hopefully soon should be turning our focus towards crypto, which after the crypto summit, I am hopeful that that is the case. But here we are with another scam, and this didn't even happen in the United States. Like, this is happening globally. Like, this happened in Japan. Like, there's so many crypto issues internationally, and that's why it's getting banned from a lot of countries too, is because it's hard to build trust on something that is constantly broken your trust, you know? So next episode, I want to talk really quickly, we are having our first guest speaker. I am so excited for you guys to meet him. I think it's going to be a lovely conversation, and we're going to start this journey of talking to people and talking to the public about the biggest issues in crypto. And hopefully, like I told you guys in the first episode about me, that we can formulate the business idea that I have that will help solve this massive issue: lack of trust, lack of education, lack of resources, lack of legitimacy in the market for crypto. Thank you guys so much for listening. It is officially the weekend for me. I'm gonna go boogie. And I hope you guys have a lovely week. Please, if there's any questions, let me know. This is Cryptic Humility. I'm Vanessa Hurley. Have a wonderful week.